It's been an interesting past few days. Probably because I chose not to sleep when I should sleep, and that never works out. Not for me. Anyways. Yeah. Just been driving around in my tinfoil igloo, living my best life. Wondering if the insulation, the fact that it's so shiny, is responsible for my thoughts just bouncing all over the place, reflecting off each other, and not really getting anywhere smart. I know that's really dumb, but see, like I told you, something's wrong. I've also had this thought that, like, I use a sun lamp back there, and I'm like, I wonder if it's so reflecty back here that I can give myself a suntan somehow. Like, I got my own shake and bake in my damn truck. I don't need to go to a tanning salon. I got one right here. Yeah, that's a dumb thought, but these are the things that go through my head. I'm so embarrassed that I shared this, but whatever. I had this idea. I can't find my darn hairbrush right now. I don't know why. And I decided to straighten my hair because I'm going to church tomorrow. I'll tell you how that happened. Yeah. And I can't find my hairbrush. I don't know why. I have places for things. Yep. And I just don't know why I didn't put it back. Probably because I used it and put it somewhere and then it fell on the floor or whatever happens because I get distracted and whatever. But anyways, I had two options. I could brush my hair with a hair clip. I'm like, but that could get stuck and get dangerous. Or a fork. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be the Little Mermaid. I will brush my hair with my dingle hopper. So I tried it just to feel special. Like a Disney princess. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. You're missing out. So I did brush my hair with my fork and realized, that's kind of gross. Maybe you should switch to the thing that's supposed to go in your hair. That's probably your better option. But anyway, so I did. Anyway, I just finished doing my hair, but yeah. I'm going to church tomorrow. How that happened? Oh, God has interesting ways of convincing me to do things like go to church. I literally am suffering from social anxiety because of, does not matter. And being around people in general is really hard. Never mind going to a darn church where I'm surrounded by them. I'm surrounded. That was dramatic. But anyways, how I ended up going to church tomorrow morning. I decided to play my violin in the wrong parking lot last night. So here I am. I board up all my windows because I like to play in peace and privacy because I don't want to sound like a drowning cat to just everybody. It's a little embarrassing. So I can play, not so bad considering I've been playing the darn thing for 2 weeks. But, I picked the hardest song on the face of the earth. One that my dad, who's been playing for years, was like, that one's tough. I don't even think I'd try it. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it now because you said that. It's kind of the person I am. So I got this cranked. And not cranked to a disgusting degree, like noise level complaint, but I can't hear what's going on the outside of my vehicle, and maybe I should not do that. Because somehow I'm sitting here and I hear nothing and I see nothing because of, I guess, my insulation to the windows really actually works. Because I got a knock on the window on my passenger side, which I thought was really weird. I'm like, why would you do that? Even the entrance to the driveway is not on the passenger side. So y'all are being weird out here. And I didn't know who it was. And I'm like, well, I might have to fight someone. So I don't check. I just open the door and get out on the driver's side just in case. And this sounds a little weird. I didn't really pre-plan this, but I was playing in my moo cow onesie. So there I am standing in my moo cow onesie, holding a violin ready to kill someone just in case they want to hurt me. And I'm face to face with, the city's finest, the police. Who's standing there, and I'm just like, oh gosh. And there's not just one, there's multiple. And they have several vehicles aimed at my vehicle. Their noses are aimed at my vehicle. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. They got me stuck here. And I look and I'm just like, wow, it's a party out here. I didn't even hear them sneak up on me. Jeepers. So yeah, it was probably a sight to see. But they were like, so we were just like, they called because something to do with the cameras and blah, blah, blah. And I've been here for a while, and I guess several hours. I got there at like 9:30, and I guess someone left the actual church at like 10 o'clock and tried to get my attention by yelling something or rolling his window down. And I'm not listening. I'm playing this thing, and I'm learning it, and I'm not listening to the people on the outside. I'm in my own little frickin' world, as I call it, my mobile igloo, because I like that. I don't know what it's going to be in the summertime. And so I didn't hear no one. So I guess, I don't know, but like I was on camera, which I knew that, but I didn't know that there's a problem with it. So anyways, they called the police, and they showed up at 2:30 in the morning to question me and to see if I was okay. So I guess the pastor was like, maybe someone's dead in there. Well, yeah. So they were like, so what are you up to? And are you okay? And I'm like, I'm learning to play the violin in the middle of the night in my pajamas. That's what I'm doing. I legit was. It's the truth. Like, what else am I supposed to say? And I mean, I feel like it's obvious that I'm not lying considering I'm holding it and I was in my pajamas. So I'm just like, well, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm like, I don't like to learn around people, and I figured, like, parking in someone's condo at the middle of the night is probably rude, so I picked a quiet spot where I figured I'd be safe, and here we are. So, I guess I didn't seem threatening, because one of the female officers just, like, slowly starts to get closer, and I'm like, what are you looking at? Me being suspicious, like, yeah. Anyway, she gets a gun and I don't, so we weren't going to try anything funky, not that I would, but she's like, do you live in there? And I was like, maybe sometimes. Why do you ask? None of your business what I'm doing. I guess it's your business if I'm on someone's property in the middle of the night playing a violin and setting off their security alarms or something like that. So I was like, maybe sometimes. And then she was like, it's not a big deal. People do it all the time, but I'm just wondering. And I was like, well then, yes, I do. So she's like, well, do you plan on sleeping here tonight? I'm like, no, I don't. I am just here to play the violin. And I explained, I'm like, hey, so like I'm a woman who's doing this, and it's not safe. Like realistically, it's not safe. So I sometimes, the last 3 nights, I don't even know anymore. Stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and then slept from like 4:30ish until, gosh, I don't know. I have not had enough sleep for me to be existing right now. Let's just say that I am tired. I have brain damage. I don't. I'm just being dramatic. But like, my eyes, if they look funky, it's because I'm exhausted. So yeah. Anyway. So after getting my side of the story as to what I'm doing, and he's like, yeah, well, I guess people target stores and whatnot around here, and they vandalize the church. And I'm just like, jeepers, I don't even think of this stuff. So, whoops. So he said he was going to call the pastor back. I'm like, what the heck is the pastor doing up at 2:30 in the morning anyways? Like, why are you checking your security cameras to a church at 2:30 in the morning? Trust God. God's got it. Like, you're fine. But apparently not. So he called the pastor back and let them know what I'm doing. And I guess I didn't seem threatening enough, because he's like, oh yeah. Comes back to my vehicle and was like, yep, the pastor said you can just continue playing if you'd like, but also would like to maybe like extend the invitation to like meet him. So I was like, what's his phone number? What's his name? And what congregation does he belong to? And the police officer's like, well, there's like so much red tape that I can't tell you those answers. And I'm like, well, how the heck am I supposed to get in touch with him? Like, anyway, so that means that I have to physically show up and walk in a building with social anxiety with people that I do not know. So, today is Saturday. And I was like, well, there's probably not as many people at church on Saturday, but sometimes they run like little thingies, like, who knows, choir practice. So I figured, I'll just show up and see if I can find this guy, because that's what the officer said. Like, maybe just show up and ask for the lead pastor. And I was like, okay. Well, if I show up on a Sunday, the lead pastor is going to be on the stage. So I got to figure this one out. So I decided to go back to the church where they called the police on me today, which is Saturday. I used to go to this church, man. I used to, sing on the stage with a different congregation, but still. I've been inside the church. That's why I chose it. I'm like, this is like home sweet home. I'll just, do my thing out here. But, I have actually been in there, so, it just seemed to make sense. Well, I guess this guy didn't know that, so I decided I'm going to go back in. Decided to show up today and go into the church. I'm a little nervous because now I'm actually physically walking in the building and I'm a stranger. They don't know who I am. And I can hear kids running around and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I go in and there's this woman standing there with all these children. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for the lead pastor. She's like, he's not here. It's Saturday. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I kind of figured that, but I wanted to get a hold of him because he told me to. And she's like, oh, well, how did he tell you to? And I'm like, gosh, this woman's going to think I'm nuts. Which she sure did. After she gave me his phone number, I'm glad that she gave it to me first, because she probably wouldn't have. Given the look on her face after I explained, yeah, well, he called the cops on me last night, so he figured we should meet up. But that's exactly what happened. I said it a little more tactful. I was like, well, I decided I was going to play my violin, and I just explained. I'm like, I was tired, and I just figured, I'm playing musical instrument in the middle of the night in the parking lot, and he didn't know who I was, and so I figured we'd do it face-to-face. Yeah, and her face was just like, oh my God, I just gave a psycho woman the pastor's phone number. So, I left, because I'm like, this lady's now scared of me. Because she looked terrified. She's like, oh, and gets this attitude like, I have multiple times explained why I don't like church folk. This is why you're judging me. I just said that I was in the church parking lot playing a friggin' violin, and you're all like, ah. If I had the cops called on me and I was a criminal, you should be praying for me to get better. Not looking at me funny like I friggin' just, whatever. Oh, frustrates me, but whatever, it's fine. Protect the children. Yeah. So, I wasted no time. I walked out of the building, and I literally still had the page brought up that I had his phone number, and I called him. And I said, my name's Tiffany, and, I decided I was going to play an instrument last night in the church parking lot. Did you just so happen to call the police on me? And he said, I sure did. And then he got a little defensive as to why. And I was like, no, it's good. I'm like, I'm fine with it. I'm totally okay with it. You do you, boo. So, I guess they've had the church vandalized a couple times. And I was like, well, I wouldn't do that. But he's like, and you didn't respond for how many hours? You didn't get out. I'm like, no, of course I did not get out. I don't like people in the world, so I'm not getting out. And I'm busy. But I guess his main concern was that I might have been, dead in there. And that would suck. So I was grateful. And after he stopped explaining, I told him that. I was like, well, I was grateful. And then I explained, P.S., I used to go to this church, became a Christian at this church, actually. And I told him the congregation. He told me they no longer exist. And I was a little like, what? I knew why, but I didn't know they didn't exist. I just thought that things had changed, but no, they no longer exist. So, yeah. So I kind of told him what is up and what I'm doing, and he was like, I told him I'm an addict in recovery. Told him that I was traumatized at work and I have lost my mind. No, I didn't. I did not say that at all. But I did say, I don't know what the heck my life is going on right now. I just don't know what's next, which, I'm good with. I know that I'm doing much better. I know that I am happy and I feel free and I actually, kind of enjoy this lifestyle a little bit. No one tells me what to do except for if you're the police at 2:30 in the morning. But other than that, I kind of feel free. So, yeah, I like this lifestyle, but he, we just exchanged information and whatever, and we were on the phone for 45 minutes, and I'm like, listen, I got French roots. I'm not shutting up anytime soon, so maybe we should just, make this official and meet up. And he was saying the same kind of thing, so he said something about meeting over coffee and whatever, and then he's like, oh, we got church tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I'll go. The last time that I went into a church, actually was yeah, maybe I should go into a church. I went because of a woman. Now I'm going because the police got called on me. God will use whatever you're willing to listen to get you where he wants you to be. Apparently. Well, I'm listening. loud and clear. But isn't that funny? I'm going to church tomorrow because cops got called on me while I was in the parking lot last night. So, here we go. So, my hair's done. I'm almost ready. I don't know what the heck I'm going to wear. I told the guy on the phone, though, to the pastor guy, I'm like, by the way, I'm probably wearing a jeans and a tank top because that's pretty much what I wear every day of my life. And he's like, that's fine. So, a little nervous about where the heck I want to be tonight, though. I mean, typically I'm not stupid enough to be in that kind of parking lot in the middle of the night. Like, I damn well know better, but I was just like, this place is home. This is a good one. Apparently not. So, yeah. But I have gone to bed at 4 o'clock or whatever in the morning the last few nights, and I am tired. My brain doesn't work. Yeah, it just doesn't work. I feel exhausted, like, and my throat hurts, and I'm convinced. So I was at a friend's house and was watching a show, and it's like a medical show, and of course, I don't watch TV, and I've never watched TV, and, like, I've never owned a television, you know? And no, you don't know, because everyone on the earth owns a television except for me. But yeah, so like I was watching this medical show, and now I am convinced that I might die. And I know what the symptoms are because I heard them on the TV, and I'm like, I got a sore throat. I must have cancer, or I must have, like, my lungs are caving in, and there's compressed air, and I need it to be released through some weird tube in a center stage, an emergency department. Yeah. So, freak myself a little bit. So I think I'm sick, but I actually don't know. I don't know if I legit am or not, or just exhausted. I'm like, my throat hurts here. No, it hurts here. No, it's here. I don't know. Somewhere. It hurts. I'm going to die. I'm like, no, you're just nuts. You just need to go to bed. You just need to sleep longer than 3 hours in a night. And drink coffee that doesn't have coffee grinds in it because you spilt it twice. How does one do this? Anyway. I need lip chat. My lips are dry. Oh boy. It's the story of my life. This is what it's oh, as if though, man. As if. I'm like, what the heck what the heck are the chances of that happening at the church I used to go to? That would be really cool. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I am obsessed with my teeth again. I stopped being obsessed with touching them and doing all this stuff because I have Invisalign, and I call them my dentures because I think that's funny. But I put on a new set, and these ones hurt, and like, hurts a lot. So my teeth are being rearranged. And I'm like, I thought y'all moved them to where they should be, like, almost by now. Now I think I'm like, they're moving all the ones on the bottom. I can feel it. It hurts. Literally, I took them out this morning. I was like, ouch. Felt like I was ripping my teeth out of my face. Yes, they're uncomfortable. I'm trying to try not to touch them, but when I hurt, I want to look at them. So I'm like, what's going on in there? But then I realized, like, I'm recording this and you look like a ding dong. So I should probably stop that. Anyways. Well, that's that. That's the story. I don't even know why we're talking right now. I mean, I guess I knew I was going to tell you that story, but like, yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Yawning. Ha! I hate it. Stop. I don't like anything that my body does that I don't do voluntarily. Hiccuping. Yawning. Sneezing. No. Stop it. I literally yell at myself out loud. No, stop it. Stop doing that. I don't like it. Every time, pretty much, I do. And realize when I'm in public and people are looking at me weird. Which I think is like a daily event. Every time I go out in the world, it's like, there's a wacko right there. Like, yeah, but you just wish you were me. You just can't express yourself. I just overly express myself. That's the only difference between you and I. I say it out loud. And a lot of times I don't. I actually filter 90% of the things that go through my head, and I just sit here and laugh silently by myself, and I'm just like, I wish I could share this, but you guys are boring. So I share it with my phone, who I'm convinced is almost human now. Put it on the internet for no good reason. I'm done talking. I'm being dumb. I'm not being dumb. I'm just like, I'm tired, and it's very obvious, and I get weird when I'm tired, so we don't need anything else weird to happen tonight. So Yeah, I'm going to turn off my light switch and go to bed somewhere. Probably McDonald's. You can't park at McDonald's, but like, I think I might, I like to get as close as I can, because tomorrow I'm not trying to make my coffee. Frick no. No. 2 mornings in a row, I've messed it up, and now I think I clogged my coffee maker because I didn't care. I sent the thing flying again. And this time I was like, well, I didn't put water in it last night. I was like, well, we'll just pre-measure the coffee grinds, because when I wake up, I'm not in a good mood. I do not like waking up. There's nothing in the world that makes me want to wake up in the morning. Nothing. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like doing it. It's not because I don't want to exist on the planet. I don't mind existing on the planet currently, but I go from cozy, wrapped up cloud of nothingness to I have to be awake and get out of my sleeping bag cloudiness of squishy cozy. And I don't like that. And I don't like doing it when I have to wait for my coffee to brew. So typically I get up, I lean way over the seat. So I'm like in my jammies, and I lean over the seat, and I get my water bottle and I press the brake with my water bottle because it's too far for me to reach, especially when I'm half asleep. And I press the start button, and I start my vehicle so that I can be a little bit toasty if it's cold in here. And typically it's a little bit not the right correct temperature. Like, it's not freezing in here, but like, you don't want to be out here in a tank top like I always am. And yeah, in the middle of the freaking winter in Canada, you dumbass. But yeah, so I turned my truck on to be like, yeah, so even if you don't feel cold, you probably are, and you should probably take care of that so you don't get hypothermia and die. And then I start my coffee. And, yeah, I pre-make it so that I don't have to be grumpy about it. So I'm not like, you have to measure it and stuff. So, night before, which I did post that, I dumped it over and had to clean it, and it was not good. Yeah, so I was like, well, we're just going to avoid half the mess, and we're just going to put the coffee grinds in it. Yeah. Guess what? I dumped it over this morning, and the coffee grinds were in the back of the machine again. And this time, I didn't care. I'm like, I am not cleaning it out of there. I'm just going to put the water in it. And I'm like, well, even if it has to go through the machine, it's still got to go through the filter at the very end of the process. And so, like, whatever. Coffee grinds are going to not be in my cup because they got to go through the filter again or something. I don't know. Yeah. I plugged the machine. Whoopsie. I got 3/4 of a cup of coffee, and I was like, oh my gosh. After being mad about the fact that I messed up machine, now I only get 3/4 of a cup to deal with it? That sucks. So yeah, I'm not doing it again tomorrow. I am absolutely going to purchase it. So I want to get as close as I can because I still say that it's backwards. You should not drive without caffeine. No, it's not safe. So I'm like, I got to get as close as I can because I'm doing life backwards if I have to wake up and then drive without the coffee. And sometimes I just sit here contemplating it and I get mad and waste time because I'm just like, but it's not right. It's not in the right order. Don't do it. No. And then I'm like, but you're never going to go anywhere. You're just going to sit here and rot for the rest of your life if you don't get up. So eventually I do, and then I do actually go drive begrudgingly and mad to go get coffee, and then I'm very nice to the person who gives it to me like they just rescued the entire planet. The clouds have a smiley face, and it's very distracting, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. We'll try. Hold on. It's not as clear to you as it is to me. Ugh, why do the lights have to ruin everything? Anyways, like... No, I can't even point it out. Don't worry about it. We're good. Oh, my own interpretation of the planet is happening again. All right, I'm going to bed. This is too much. I can't even stand myself anymore. So, have a good night.